You know, one interesting thing I love about YouTube is the amount of feedback that I get from my audience, especially my detractors, whom, while some of them might be fairly unintelligent, I feel that for the most part, even the people who watch my videos and disagree with them for the most part are at least cordial and respectful, and most of them are actually fairly intelligent people who just happen to take a different stance than myself. So the interesting thing that I've been asked is, why do I care so much if atheists are being badmouthed? Why do I care if I'm being badmouthed as an atheist? If a Christian tries to overgeneralize me and the rest of the atheist community as whatever they want to generalize us as, whether that may be cold and depressed and all evil and just God haters, I've heard them all. But why do I care? Well, after all, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can't hurt me, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. I don't know who the frick came up with that saying, but they must have never been bullied in their life, or they have never ever experienced any sort of emotional trauma, because that is clearly not true. Words hurt. They really can. People have been driven to the brink of suicide and have actually committed suicide because of what others have said about them. This is especially true of teenagers, which is why schools invest so much money in trying to bring awareness to these issues concerning teen suicide. But these are just examples. I haven't gotten to the meat of the issue, which is why this is wrong. But in case you can't see why this is wrong, it's because it hurts people. And anything that hurts people should not exist in a society where we all have the right to feel safe. So I think that's a pretty damn good reason why I should stand up against this bigotry. I don't know about you guys, but if something is harming society in any way, I feel that that should be something that should be addressed, and that should be something that's called upon, and something that should be recognized. And overgeneralizing is a form of bigotry. Bigotry hurts society. Now, I can hear my detractors already lining up the cues and asking me, well, that's a good reason to not overgeneralize in general, but why do you take offense to it? Well, the thing is, I don't really. And I say not really in the sense that I am not deeply offended when someone says, you atheists are all blank, or you Asians are all blank. I'm not personally offended by that. I mean, they can spout all the ignorant shit they want about me, about the group of people that I may belong to, or just any sort of thing that they feel that's on their minds. But what I do get annoyed at, and what I definitely will stand against, is ignorance, and willful ignorance, and using that willful ignorance to be a bigot. Now, apart from the obvious reasons why ignorance and bigotry are detrimental to society, there is no real explanation I have to people that explains why I just absolutely hate it when they overgeneralize. It's just a pet peeve of mine. I mean, it's so illogical, makes no sense, it's rude, it's patronizing, and why would you expect me to take you seriously if you try and talk in this way? So how about a more concrete example to support my point? Take any instance of any group in history that has been oppressed by another party, and you'll see why this sort of mentality is just downright evil. Because ignorance from such actions, such as overgeneralization, spawns hatred. Hatred spawns violence. Violence spawns death. It's just that simple, people. And sure, I can live with all sorts of bigoted things spouted at me. Doesn't mean I like to live that way. I can, but doesn't make me feel any more comfortable or safe or happy. So put yourself in my shoes. If you were being called names, if you were being accused of things that you have never done, and you were wrongfully accused of these things, then yeah, I think that you'd want to stand up for yourself. You can't just constantly expect people that are being oppressed to continue being oppressed. That's just downright assholish. So, quite frankly, I personally feel that this video should not have been necessary, because everything I've said here should be intuitive to everyone. And I don't know why I have to answer this question, but I just did. Anyway, so hopefully if you have asked this question, you will understand why I am slightly annoyed, why I don't really feel that I can take you seriously if you try and ask me this sort of question. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys, and may the truth always be heard.